In this video, I'm going to show you how to assemble your Automata axle and handle. So we should have this by the end of this video. So I created a duplicate of it and deleted what I had, so we're starting with just our box. And at this point, you should have your handle, your axle, your washer, and your crankshaft already created. So you're going to go to Insert, and then you are going to import those 4 parts first. The next thing is we need to look at what our constraint options are. And for this one, we're going to use Fasten and Revolute. And you need to know the difference between the two. Revolute will insert a cylinder into a hole and will lock it in place. However, it will allow it to spin freely. Fasten will be like glue, where it will insert a peg into a hole, but it will become stuck and very rigid. So we are going to use the Revolute when we're putting the axle through that hole because we want the axle to be able to spin. However, when we are attaching the washer and the handle and the crankshaft, we want those to be acting as one continuous unit, so those are going to be fastened together. So I'm going to go to Revolute, and I'm going to revolute this end right here with this end right here. And that looks good. However, can you kind of see how you would want a little bit extended beyond it to have the ability to attach the washer and the crankshaft? So to do that, I'm going to turn on offset right here, and I'm going to offset, I think 0.5 looks good. And if it ever happened to go in the other direction, you can always do a negative to make it go in the opposite movement. But to me, obviously I don't want that, so I'm going to go back to edit it, and we're going to change it back to the positive 0.5. Now we're going to do a bunch of fasten mates. So fasten, and I'm going to say I want to fasten from this end to this end right here. And if it ever had it in the wrong direction, you can always toggle this right here as well. We're going to do a fasten for this end with that end. And see how that's the wrong direction? We can toggle it right here. And then finally, we are going to do this end with this end right here. And although I could see it easily enough, if you ever have trouble seeing or getting access to the right face, you can always turn the visibility of something off for a second to be able to access it more clearly. And I think that should be it. Let's test it to make sure it moves properly, and it does spin. You can't really tell that the axle's moving as well, but it should be if you followed these steps.